Hello, 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 cheers, Kevin here, and welcome back to some more Minecraft Agoraphobia. And you'll notice I am wearing a chest plate. I have managed to fish up another mending book, and so I now have a mending unbreaking protection 4 diamond chest plate. So I'm very excited about that, and goes with my lovely diamond pickaxe. But today, I think we're finally ready to start messing around with some open computer stuff. So we need to, in order to do that, we can build some stuff now. The problem is that it all requires power. And in a recent update to the mod, I think it was earlier in 2018, this year, they created a way for you to do that. You need to build capacitors, and then you can create charged capacitors. And if you have 2 sheep wandering around on top of these capacitors, they will generate static electricity and charge your capacitors. Capacitors are being the batteries of this mod. So we don't have to have any other mods installed to play with Open Computer anymore, but we do need to collect some sheep. So I did happen to spy some sheep when we first went out looking for sugarcane. So I want to make sure, let's see, actually I'm gonna need, let me grab, I think I put a button in here. Yes, it did. We need to trap those sheep, basically, and get them back here into our lair. Or at least I saw one sheep. I hope we can find multiple sheep. So this is a relatively short tunnel. And the idea, so I've been thinking about this a little bit because we have kind of this one chunk that we're putting a whole bunch of stuff in, and a lot of our farms and stuff can be made a lot more efficient if we can drive them off of little programs. But having to use drones or whatnot, or robots going up and down to charge and then go back and then charge and then go back would be kind of dull. What would be better would be to run a power line kind of up through the entire facility. So this may mean that we have to refactor our mob farm a little bit, or it may mean that we decide that one of the exterior corners, perhaps, of our... See, okay, I know I saw sheep. Yep, okay, so it just moved. It's over there. There's one sheep over there. And yeah, so this is when I was kind of jumping around trying to find the sugarcane, which I think got mostly cut from the episode. Is that another one? I can't quite tell. Let's see. Do we have... That is a chicken. Okay, no. Oh, could that be a chicken then too? No, I swear there's sheep over there. I swear I see sheep. Okay, I heard the bleating of a sheep. It was nearby-ish. Okay, we've got sky access above us. I can hear sheep. If we can make our way underneath the sheep, then we're in a good spot. Okay, I heard 2 sheep. Oh, look at that. That is absolutely brilliant. Okay, we need to get... Can I hold this in my offhand? Can I hold the... If I hold the wheat in my offhand, are they going to be a... Ooh, hello. Hello. Come this way. No? Come this way. Oh, you can't. I see. Oh, yeah, fine. There we go. Hello. How are you? Oh, you know what I forgot to get was name tags. Shame on me for that. Let's dig you a little... corner so you can head over here. You want to come over here? Got some tasty wheat for you. What am I gonna do? How am I gonna keep them? I'm also leaving that area open, which not always the most excited about. We'll put you down there for now, and then we can build... I guess we can build you a way out, although how am I gonna... I've got to dig my way around this hole now. And I guess is it getting darker outside? Oh, right, can't use the... I don't even have that in there. Okay. Do we have anybody else? Okay, I'm gonna... Oh! Hello! Haha! We were just talking about you. Welcome to the party. All we need is 4 of you. Or 2 of you, rather. Okay. Given that, and okay, it does look like they do seem to follow with this in the offhand, which is fantastic news. So now we just have to make it all the way back here. And I got to figure out exactly how I'm going to get... So what I figured is that we would create a sort of power station at the very base of our... Well, the base of our base. On the very bottom level, just above bedrock. And then we could run power lines kind of above there because we're going to be breeding up these sheep quite a bit. And that's going to mean a fair bit of bleating noise. Come on. Hello. Come on in, please. You're just not comfortable with the door? We can remove the door. Okay, there we go. Come on down, Mr. Sheeps, Mr. Sheep, Mrs. Sheep. Come on. You can. Oh, you know what? They take up. Do they take up a 2-block area? They may not be able to come down here, unless. Can I push them down there? Maybe. Let's switch the offhand and see if I can. Can I push you onto the stairs? I might be able to push you onto the stairs, and then what happens? I actually should probably, take this out of my out of my offhand. Otherwise, they'll try and climb toward me. If this thing dies, I'm gonna feel really bad about it for a minute or two. Okay, no, it can't fit. Okay. Indeed. Okay. Well, so we already have a mob farm that takes up a whole bunch of space down there, though. This is a challenge. You know what I think we're gonna do? I don't want to do this, but I think it is the option that we have. We'll keep this in the offhand, and then we'll just come this way. We'll just dig down. Oh man, this is gonna be a nightmare with the water going past the mob farm. You know what we can do? We will dig beyond the wall. Come on. You can do this. Good job. Come on. Both of you can do this. We'll dig beyond the wall and then dig back in. Okay, come on. Come on. Come on. I mean, we know this is virtually safe, right? Let's see. Oh, right, we're exposing the tree farm. Fine. Let me block... Okay, let me block this up. How on earth are you... What is the... Okay. Let's at least come over here, please. I don't want you two to suddenly start having issues. How are we gonna do this? Okay, down here. Okay, good. You were out of the way. Good. Okay, so now you can, in theory, go wherever you want. I'm gonna switch this to my main hand and put this wall back. Okay. We are now in the secret transport downward space. All right. And I'm gonna get these sheep down. Oh, right. So this is where, because there's water here. Right. If we'd have gone over just a little bit more, this wouldn't have been an issue. Okay. Oh man. I managed to punch that. Yeah, I managed to punch that sheep by accident. Sorry, sheep. Okay, I'm getting nervous now. I'm gonna let these two sheep breed because I've managed to accidentally hit the parrots and the bats. All right, we have learned about the parrots and the bats. That's great. Okay, I think we may be down to bedrock. Let's punch through. Yes! Okay. We have successfully transported these wonderful sheep. These true troopers for the cause down here. Now the question is, do I have name tags down here, or am I going to have to go back up? I think I may have to go back up. Yeah, I'm going to have to go back up. And of course my inventory is, do I have something I can ditch? I got junk here that I don't need. Sure, throw that there. And just want to patch this up before this gets unsightly. Okay, and I think the sheep can't follow me. Let's verify that though. Can they come up? No, they're not going to be able to fit up through here. So that's perfect. We don't have to worry about any sort of containment system. We will kind of plan on converting this whole area into a sheep farm. And then we can just sort of drop in as we please. Now, the only thing I need to do is grab some name tags from upstairs to make sure that they don't magically despawn for no reason. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce Foo, Bar, and Baz. All right, we now have 3 wonderful sheep, and since they are named entities, that means they're stored differently in some way that should mean they don't despawn. And that is fantastic news. I think they're probably... I can't breed you. Oh, I can breed you again. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to eventually breed up a ton of these because you're only going to generate overcharged capacitors when you have two or more over a particular square. So I think to begin with, we will probably have to gate them into a smaller area. Probably going to bring this floor up by just using... oh, okay, yep. Yeah, I forgot we still have the mob farm above us, so stuff is going to make some noise. So what we need is carpeted capacitors, and that means we're going to need a fair bit of wool as well. Though I think the first thing I want to do, it's been, what episode is this? 6, 7, something like that? It is long overdue that we go ahead and take a little nap. Finally set ourselves a oh, we can only sleep at night. Fine. All right, it'll be long overdue a little bit more. I'm going to gather up some materials so we can start crafting some Open Computers awesomeness. Bit of a realization here. Yeah, these are not actually going to regrow their wool in this current state because they need to eat grass to do that. But of course, we actually have a grass block, and this is because I managed to kill an Enderman who was carrying a grass block, so we didn't have to get Silk Touch or nothing. We don't have to worry about transporting grass all the way down to bedrock, which would be a nightmare. Or I mean, at least it would take some time. We can just do this. Now, the one thing to be careful of, though, is I want to make sure that they don't chew up the only grass, because then we won't have a way of regenerating the grass. So I think what I'm going to do first off... yeah, so I said we're going to elevate this. We need to make, okay, my inventory is way over full. We need to make a chest and clear out some space. Let me do that. Yes, toss those over there. Pop, pop. 1, 2, toss those again. Put that down there. Make some more. Oh, come on. Oh, right. I can't put these next. Although in 1.13, you can finally put chests and whatnot together. So we'll go ahead and grab the wood out of there. I need to make some fences. So let's get some wood here. We'll take half of that and make it into sticks. I know that's not quite the ratio, but if we look at fence, there we go. So I just want to make sure that we have enough. Yeah, and we really should just need the 3. If we put... in this corner, our grass block, but then we put fences all around it. And we'll need to replace that torch. Thank you. If we put fences all around it, it should mean we don't have to worry about them chewing up the very last grass block. They can go ahead and feel free to chew whatever grass they do come across. And then it'll just spread back. But that will be kind of our renewable grass forever. So actually, I think I'm probably just going to fill up most of this room right now, just so these sheep have something to do. And then, yeah, I'll jump back. I've also got to smelt up while that's going on. Our cactus farm has been busy. Got to smelt that up. I also need to make some clay bricks out of this clay, and then we can finally start manufacturing some cool stuff. Okay, so the first thing that we are going to be making is this this capacitor block, and I have the recipe up here. Unfortunately, the Open Computers manual, which we put away for safekeeping, it doesn't actually contain any of the recipes, and we'll know the recipes will show up in the recipe book once we have already used them once. But before that, we've just got to kind of look it up on separate screens, which is a little, okay, it is what it is. I'm going to make clay blocks out of here. And I've had some cactus green smelting up. The first thing that we're going to make is a raw circuit board. And the recipe for that is like this, and this, and this. And this gives us these raw circuit board. We can hold left shift, can be hardened in any furnace compatible oven. Okay. So let's, yeah, we can go ahead and stop cactus right now. Let's go ahead and print those circuit boards. So all we have to do is smelt them, and we get out this lovely printed circuit board, which I've been using as the border for my thumbnails. I went through and kind of modified the video thumbnails so that there'd be just kind of a little indication that, hey, this is what this series is about. Now, another thing that we're going to need, I'm looking at the recipes here, is a transistor. And I got to scroll through here. This one actually doesn't require any too fancy of materials. It does need paper. So glad that we managed to get, oh, actually, you know what it does need is it needs some iron nugget or some gold nuggets. Okay, so it is 3 iron and then a gold nugget on either side here, a piece of paper here, and a redstone, which I don't have in my inventory. Come on, amateur hour. Oh, right, because I put it right back there. Okay, fair enough. Let's try that again. So 3 up here. And this, and this, and this. And then 1 redstone at the bottom here. And there we go. We get 8 transistors. So the recipes do generate a fair amount of these, which means we don't have to worry too much about, oh, no, we're going to run out of iron or this or that or the other thing. And clay being kind of the really scary one. Basic element in most other computer parts. It's a bit twisted, but it does the job. Let's go ahead and take that. And now, yeah, if we look, we can look up transistors. Does it show up under redstone? It does not. Oh, it shows up under, I don't know, whatever that category is. Does it even show us category labels there? No. Okay. Okay, so we've got that. And now, if we look at the recipe, okay, we got a skeleton collapsing. Oh, and the grass is starting to spread. Good on the grass. Okay, so the recipe for the, okay, let's do this. The recipe for our capacitor. Let's make sure we've got a spot on our inventory. Let's just, man, I really need to sort out my whole inventory problems. I think we may also need to set up a water stream, I guess, in one of the other corners or something else like that, and just figure out a good way of managing inventory across all of the vertical levels too. Okay, so that in all the corners. 1 transistor up here. 1 piece of paper in the middle. A printed circuit board. I need the printed circuit board. Okay. A printed circuit board down here. These in the corners. Bum, 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 bum. Gold nuggets on either side. A piece of paper here. And the transistor at the very top. And there we go. We have a capacitor. Stores energy for later use. Can be filled and emptied very quickly. This is the battery. And now that we have it, we should be in a pretty good spot. So, yeah, they're still not regenerating their stuff, but they are breeding a fair bit. We now have three little pups. Actually, I wonder, is that name that name may disappear once the sheep grows up. I don't know. Once this grass spreads, they'll be able to start eating, and then they will regain some of their wool. In the meantime, we do have 1 wool. Can I make carpet from this? No. So we're going to actually have to wait until that happens because I need more wool. So either these babies have to grow up or I need to, yeah, they need to grow their wool back so I can shear them. Oh, weird. That one actually did seem to grow that, or is that, oh, that's Baz. Okay, Baz has grown up. Fantastic. Thank you, Baz. Yeah, you're going to be naked for a little bit until this grass spreads, which is kind of a random thing. It'll eventually overtake this whole area, but in the meantime, this is what it is. So to make carpet, we do that like so. Then all we need to do is take this capacitor, put a carpet on top of it, and we have a carpeted capacitor. Stores energy for later use, blah, blah, blah. Charges when sheep or ocelots walk on it. So ocelots will also work, and they'll result in a lot more power. If we drop this down, where do I want to drop it down, actually? We eventually need to figure out kind of a good system for how we're going to organize this. I mean, it'd be great to have, I guess, what, 16 times 16 carpeted capacitors. But once 2 sheep happen to be on this, I think at the same time, or yeah, maybe it's just one I don't remember exactly. Let's see. If we get this here, can we get any sense? We don't have any sense. We actually need, there's an additional tool that we can get to look at the details of any of the open computer components. And actually, we have the ingredients necessary to make that. So let's go ahead, make ourselves 1 redstone torch. It is going to be taxing because I'm having to look at these recipes on my phone at the moment, but this should get easier with time because all of these will be added to our recipe book. And then 2 nuggets like so. And there we go. We have, this is the analyzer used to display information about blocks such as their address and component name. Also displays the error that causes the computer to crash. So if we take a look here, there we go. And it shows us there is 0 out of 0 stored energy. And that's its hardware address, I guess. If the sheep stand here, if I can get them to stand on this block, do we get any? So hey, there we go. 12 energy. So that's great. Now, as you can tell, we're going to really need to compress the area these sheep are in, or very much expand the area that they're standing on in order to make this work. So I'm going to see about crafting up a few more of these, since we do have, 2 more carpets. I think we actually do have. Well, maybe I shouldn't do that too soon. Probably the best thing for now would be to make a little area in the corner and have 2 of them, lure 2 of them in here and then use a piston to force them into a single square, which is very inhumane. I feel like a monster right now, but oh man, I really do. I feel like a terrible person. But we should now at least be getting power. If we dig down here, should be able to access this and use our analyzer on it. And we should see, there we go. Yeah, we are gaining power. Total stored energy, 750, 762. This is charging. That means we should be able to run power out of it and power our computer that way. Now, once we have the resources to develop a lot more of these and we want to kind of carpet the whole thing, then certainly we can afford to have some areas for them to rest and recuperate, let's say. And yeah, so this is temporary animal cruelty. Don't go calling PETA on me for this. More crafting time, and I'm looking here, open computers. So the idea is first you have to build a computer case, and then you have to build all the parts that go in that case, and that makes a reasonable amount of sense. I'm looking here at the recipe. One of the things that we're going to need is a microchip. Now, a microchip, I'm looking at kind of the tier 1 recipe. I gotta clear out my inventory again. Ugh, okay. Yeah, let's get rid of these. We're not gonna need these for a while. Well, let's hold on to these just in case. Okay, so we need some iron nuggets. Let's do that, and yeah, that's fine. The recipe here is up there, a transistor, and then 2 redstone on either side, and that will give us a microchip. So there we go, well, 8 microchips. The chip formerly known as the integrated circuit. I have no idea why this works with redstone, but it does. Okay, and now the recipes unlocked just means the one that we just made is unlocked, so we won't have to remember that again. Now the tier 2 version of that is uses ore berries. Uses the gold nuggets. But because we're just looking at the tier 1 chip anyway, we're not going to worry too much about it. The tier 1 case. Because some of the recipes call for different cases. I need iron gates. Iron bars. Iron bars. Yeah, let's see. I don't need 16 of them, but I will take 16, I guess, because that's the minimum I can take. I'm going to need a little bit more iron. Yeah, I need at least 1 more iron, which I know I've got somewhere here. One of these days, we're going to sort out our storage system. There we go. Okay, just barely enough iron. We need iron in the corners. We need a circuit board at the bottom. We need a microchip at the top. Then we need iron bars on either side. You know, because you got to be able to see through. And then we need a chest, which, okay, I don't have wood in my inventory. Come on. I do apologize for kind of the pace of this, because I'm not, yeah, I mean, these are obviously not recipes that are, that I'm super familiar with just yet. Okay, chest in the middle. These on the sides, iron in the corners. Not in there. And the, yeah, no redstone, just a microchip up there and a card down there. Okay, and there we have a computer case tier 1. This computer case is the basic building block for computers, houses the computer's extension cards, RAM, and hard disks. Okay, so let's go ahead and set this one up. We'll set it up right here. And if we pop this open, we can try and turn it on, but you can see there are slots for a whole bunch of things, including an EEPROM, which is the kind of the boot system. But yeah, not enough energy to turn it on. If we look here with the analyzer, I can shift click and it will give us, yeah, last error, not enough energy, number of connected components, 0, stored energy, 0 out of 500. So the computer does store energy in addition to the, beyond what the capacitors can do. Another thing that we can do, and I'm going to use this last iron nugget to create this, I guess. We can create some, okay, this actually creates a disk platter, which is nice. We can create some cables, and this is a way of connecting some blocks. We can actually get power out of our charged capacitors without having to get them out of there entirely by just running this up to here, I think. There we go. And now we have a computer that should be able to get power. So if I try and turn this on, yeah, there we go. No CPU is installed, so we get a different error. And yeah, this will tell us the same thing, but I think we should see, yeah, total stored energy is going up. I guess it's just not pulling in energy, or maybe, yeah, I suppose once these capacitors do fill up, then this will probably start to charge a little bit. But we do have a lovely blinking light. The error that we got, and I'm just going to operate through this, the same way that we would look at a failing test case in actual software. The error that we got is that there's no CPU. And looking at the recipe for the CPU, it's fairly involved. There are a couple of parts that we have not created yet. The first thing we're going to need is a clock. Oh, good, we do have the recipe and I guess the ingredients for the clock. Yeah, okay, so that's gold plus that. So that is going to go in. We need some more gold nuggets. A lot of this stuff involves nuggets, which I like the fact that despite the fact that most of these recipes do call for there are a lot of recipes that call for other recipes that call for other recipes. Most of these are fairly forgiving. So this is the control unit, the unit that controls stuff. You need it to build a CPU. So yeah, totally important. Okay, now new recipe unlocked. We don't have to remember that. And then we need the arithmetic logic unit. But to do that, we're going to need to make more transistors. So let's look at the recipe for that. Let's see, can we make, yeah, okay, I just need one set. And now I need transistors here and microchip there. And then iron nuggets here, 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 and here. And then this up there. So this is the arithmetic logic unit. Adds numbers so you don't have to. It might be better this way. Okay, and those should be all that we need to create a CPU. Do we have? Yes, we do. Okay, I'm looking through because I don't want to sit here and go, oh, sorry, guys, I thought I had enough. So we have 2 microchips there. Two microchips, an AMU, a control circuit, and some iron nuggets, and then redstone at the very top. And there we go, a CPU, an essential component of all computers. The clock rate is a bit unreliable, but what do you expect when it runs on a pocket sundial? Supporting components 8 and architecture Lua 5.3. Okay, so let's go ahead and plug this thing in. And there we go, now we have a CPU, let's turn it on. No RAM is installed in the computer. All right, let's look up the recipe for RAM. There and there, and then there. All right, and there we go. We have 1 bit of memory. Hurrah. Required to get computers to run. The more you have, the more complex programs you can run. We're going to use just 1 for now, and obviously we can expand all this once we get going. There are 2 slots in here, but you know, we got time. Here we go. Next bug. Oh, doesn't seem like there was a bug. Didn't give us any message. No BIOS found. Install a configured EEPROM. So the EEPROM is this little SD card looking thing. That's got a recipe as well. Let's jump into it. So this one, do we have all the ingredients? I'm just checking here. Yes, it seems that we do. Unless I'm mistaken. Yeah, okay, no, we should be good. So these here, and this up there, and a microchip, and a redstone torch. It's nice that we happen to have that. And there we go. Now we have an EEPROM. Small, programmable storage that contains the BIOS computers used to boot. Now, we've got that. The recipe's unlocked, so I don't have to remember that again. Turn this on. Okay, we got some beeps. No message. And now it does say no BIOS found, install a configured EEPROM. Now, that's because this is not configured. What we need to configure it is actually this manual, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so blah, 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 computers blocks. Okay, this does list all of the blocks, but it doesn't give you the recipe for them, which is kind of frustrating. Okay, unlike computers, blah, 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 wireless network card, document not found. Oh no, okay. If we combine these 2 things, it should give us, there we go, yes. This is the EEPROM with the Lua BIOS. So that actually has something that can boot. So if we plug this in, put that up there, turn this on, and we get one more message. What message did we get now? No bootable medium found in it, Lua. Okay, so this is, I think, is complaining because we don't have a hard drive. So naturally for a hard drive, you're going to need some spinning disks. And actually, we're going to need 3 of them, which I didn't create enough nuggets. So let's go ahead and just create some more nuggets and plop those back up there. There we go. And unfortunately, I think that is where we actually have to end today's episode, which I know is a little anticlimactic, but there's a problem. Well, we need another microchip up here for one. And then that goes there, and then we need 2 iron ingots over here. We can make another microchip, no problem, but what we need here is a sticky piston. Now to do that, we're gonna have to get some slime. So that's going to be what we do in the next episode. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Okay, we can back up here. There we go. Thank you so much for watching. As you can see, the grass is finally starting to spread. Hopefully, we should get some some clothed sheep soon. I have managed to sleep in this bed. It's very comfy and should mean that we're no longer spawning outside of our wonderful little base here, because that was kind of breaking a little bit of the immersion of the wonderful Agoraphobia. Obviously, there are additional parts that we will be creating once we fill this thing out, because we're going to need a keyboard and we're going to need a monitor, which you can plop kind of right on here. You can plop a keyboard on the side, and then you can type and do all sorts of fun stuff. This is just a very simple, basic computer. It does have a little tier 1 slots where we can put in cards of our own choosing. One of them will have to be a display driver. And then we will kind of expand from there, looking at building assemblers and robots and all sorts of other stuff. But getting the first computer up and running is the big one, because it allows us to create additional EEPROMs, for example. We can write different little SD cards that we can plug into headless robots, so we don't have to worry about making sure that we can remote into those. We can kind of write tiny little programs, get them in, and then run them, and it's going to be so much fun once we get this up and running. But we will get slime in the next episode, and I will see you then. Cheers.